So as an early birthday present, I got this new 230900 dual swag, and just to make a video about it, I'm going to be setting it up and kind of showing how I'm going to be using it when I'm actually out camping, and kind of showing all the cool little features that this swag has on it. We'll go ahead and get this thing set up, and then also for Christmas I got a cool cover that can stand alone or be attached to the side of my Jeep, and I'm probably going to set that up over it as well and just kind of see some different configurations that I can use it as well. Let's get into this. My last tent was one of those toss-out tents where you kind of roll the whole thing up. The poles are like springs almost, and you fold the whole thing up, and so what's cool is that you take it out of its little carrying case and you just toss it out, and the thing literally sets itself up. But the tent itself was just cheap, you know, and I'd love to see one of those tents made not so cheaply. I mean, that tent cost me probably $50, and it lasted me a solid almost 2 whole years. Just started to get some holes. All of the stake down points got ripped off. I was like, well, it's time to get something else, and I wanted to get something that was higher quality and was going to last me longer. And when we were at Overland Expo, we were looking at these 230 swags, and I got to lay in one of them, and it was the one that I was in is the dual 900. It's literally big enough for me, you'll see. And it was pretty comfortable, and I was kind of just thinking, like, you know, I might get one of these, and decided to pull the trigger on it and get one. Intentionally, though, I got this because I have a cot, and I wanted to be able to put the swag on the cot, which is one of my buddies, he does that. And the footprint dimensions of the dual 900 swag are literally the exact same dimensions as the cot that I have, and it's, you know, perfect. So I'm going to set up the cot first, and then I'm just going to set the cot aside. Also, fun fact, I got this cool shirt clip microphone for Christmas for my wife, and this is my first video using these. Been wanting to improve my audio quality, so we'll see how the audio comes out for this. Okay, so let's get to the swag. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of close that up a little bit. I'm not going to zip it up though. So it comes with this big, huge storage bag, which is really cool. I mean, this is a nice bag that it comes with. I didn't even know it came with this. And the whole thing fits in there, and you still have plenty of extra space. And it's cool because, I mean, this thing has a mattress that's included with it, and the mattress is in there rolled up with it. So, you know, everything fits in there. I mean, you could definitely roll this up with a light sleeping bag or a blanket and a pillow, and it would still fit in this thing. I mean, when my cot's packed up, it also fits inside the storage bag with there. So it is a big package, right? It's by no means small. I'll move this out of the bag. I'll try to discuss all the specs of this tent as I go. I'm not going to remember a lot of it off the top of my head, so if you're on the fence about buying, you know, one of these for yourself, or one of the similar ones, because they make these in different sizes, then hopefully this video is helpful to you. Just roll this out. There we go. So once it's rolled out, then you have these poles. I'll say this too while I'm setting this up. This doesn't take too long to set up. It's definitely not a difficult setup. So these poles, you put them through. Go. And then just clip the material onto the pole there. Same for the other side. This tent is a heavy duty tent. It's a poly canvas material. I mean, it's canvas. It's heavy. I think the whole package, when it's all rolled up with the mattress and everything, is about, I think, 27 pounds, 30 pounds, something like that. It's close to 30 pounds. So it is heavy duty, you know. I don't think I would go hiking or backpacking with this tent. Now that both ends are pulled up and it is asymmetrical, it's the same, there's no head and foot. It's the same size across. You have this ridge pole, and it's adjustable. You're going to take one end and stick it through the grommet. And then the other end, stick it to the other grommet. And just lift that up and stretch that out the best you can. You can adjust it more in a minute. They're big old monster clips. Put those on. And then you have a door on both sides. It's the same. And you have your no-see-um mesh there. And then the actual flap itself. And all of the flaps where they zip up are underneath these big rain flaps to help shed water away from the zippers. So now that we're to this point right here, the tent is darn well already set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot this tent forward a bit here. Just pick it up by the ridge pole. And then just set this on top of the cot. Just like that. I mean, there it is. It's set up on the cot, so it's up off the ground. It can definitely be set up on the ground. The entire bucket, the bottom of it is a PVC bucket, so that's definitely going to be waterproof, right? And then it's got all the waterproof taping along all the seams in there. So let's continue setting this thing up a little bit more. So at both ends, you have this drawstring right here that'll pull that out and stake this down to the ground. So it holds that out for ventilation at either end. It'll also, if you saw when I'm moving it, you can kind of, it centers, but you can kind of wiggle it back and forth. When you have this staked down on both sides, it's gonna hold that a lot more stable, so it's not gonna move around on you. So we'll just keep setting it up. We're just gonna go the whole 9 yards. Comes this big heavy-duty stake bag. Big nasty looking heavy-duty stakes in it. This is kind of cool. We've all seen these cinch cords on tents before, but I've never seen one like this where it's kind of an open mouth one. I hope I'm doing this right. You just hook it through like that, and then it adjusts, and it auto locks on itself as tension's pulled on this. I mean, it can still slip, but it holds pretty well. So I'm just going to set that as tight as it'll go and stake this out into the muddy ground of my backyard. And we'll do the same on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and zip up this side, and then I'll show you a cool feature. The doors have these grommets so you can stake out the doors. Like put a pole on them, which I'm going to do because I have some poles from my old tent. So I'll do that, and we'll start showing off the features of this tent. Now these are the tent poles from my little toss-out tent that I had. I'm going to try and use those to stake out the tent door on this. Probably need to stake them down somehow, otherwise they're not going to want to stand up on their own. So before I threw away my old tent, I robbed all of these strings off of it because these are good bits to use for you never know what. Here I am. This is not the first time that I've used them since I got rid of that tent. Just tied a little 2/2 inch knot right there. Slip it around the top of this, just like I did with the end caps of the tent here. All this way up there. I have a lot of lead room. Oh, aren't I stupid? Did the wrong side. I've never claimed to be a professional. Cinch that all the way up. Take a stake. Pull that tension out a bit. Cinch that one all the way up as well, same as the other side. I tossed my stake somewhere on the ground, but I don't know where now. All right, let's take this one out. Pull it as tight as we can. Boom. So check that out. There it is, set up. I mean, this video, I've been rolling for 25 minutes now since I started this, but it really didn't take me that long to set this up, and it's already pretty nice looking. So I'm gonna take a quick break and swap the battery in my camera, and then we'll set up some more stuff around it, and I'll give you a tour of the inside. So the tent's all set up. There's another thing another fun little thing I got that I want to show off. It's called a free kite, and it's like a deployable shelter, right? Or cover, awning, if you will, that you can set up over this thing. So what I'm going to attempt to do is stake this down in the corners behind, and then have it come up and over like almost like a lean-to or an A-frame over the top of this. If it doesn't work, then I won't put it in the video, and you'll never know. I'm not going to keep messing with this too much. I don't want to run out of light playing with this tarp. Show you guys where the magic happens. So, shoes off in my abode, if you don't mind. So here we go, inside the tent now. See the door all pitched up on the poles, which is dope. Kind of gives you a little porch, a little patio area to hang out, you know. I'm now laying down lengthways in the tent. I can actually scoot down a little bit more. There we go. I can touch the foot wall, if you will, with my feet. And I can feel the head right here. And I am 6'7". So this fits me. So if you are shorter than 6'7", this will fit you. It has a screen that unzips, right? You can leave it open. You have protection from rain running down. You're not going to get wet in here, right? But also it has a flap, so if it's cold or something, you can flap up, right? And then here's the door. Screen mesh right here. You can unclip this and roll this thing down and zip it up. So we'll go ahead and do that just for fun. Whoop. Zip it up. Love the sound of a tent zipping up, because it's usually synonymous with going to bed. Okay, so here we are. Screen's up. So this is with the screen on. That window's open down there. Don't have the head window open. Still have good airflow in here though. You can also open up this back one as well here, and so you just have a screen on both sides, so it's completely open, right? I mean, it'd be panoramic, right? And you can still have the screens if it's not gonna be raining. You could pitch out the door on both sides. It's like gull wings, and you know, still have a little bit of coverage in case there is a light rain, but you want this to be open for good airflow. And then also, once you're inside here, you have all these little hooks, right? Hang like a little camp light off of or whatever. I have little clip lights that I put inside my tent, so that'd be perfect for that. At both sides of the tent, you also have these pockets right here. I will say that, you know, they don't hang down anywhere, and they kind of just end up underneath the mattress. But for somebody that's not the entire length of this tent, like myself, that wouldn't be an issue, because you could literally just lay them on top of the mattress and they wouldn't be in your way, right? Unless you're also 6'7" like me. This foam mattress that it comes with is about 3 inches. I think it's like 2.7 inches or something like that. Everything's in millimeters, and you know, I don't know the metric system. America, America. So it's comfortable by itself laying on the ground, right? I tried it in my house on the carpet, and it was pretty darn comfortable like that. But that's why I'm putting this on top of my cot, so that I am laying on my cot, which I'm fine with my cot without any mattress. But then having the cot and the mattress, I'm sitting pretty comfortable in here. Here I am sitting up in the tent, so you know, it's a tight fit for a guy my size. But for sleeping in this thing, which is why I got it, this is pretty great. Nighty night. Can you say Big Z Off-Road?
Big Z Off-Road.
Yay! Yay! Big Z Off-Road.
Big Z Off-Road.
What do you think of the little tent?
That's so good.
It's good.